Hey everyone, how are you doing? This is going to be a bit of a housekeeping lesson, a little bit of an introduction to Book 3. It's like when you get to school in the fall and the first couple of days you don't really do any work, they just sit down and tell you what's coming. What they're giving us at the beginning of Book 3 is an overview of the scales and the scale tone chords. If you've been with me over the last 100 or so lessons, you've seen all of this stuff several times. Everything they're showing us now, they're giving us in preparation for what's coming, but it's been important all along. So we've added these elements over and over again as time has gone. For that reason, I'm not going to play through them in any great depth. I won't bother writing them on my board right now, I don't think. I'm not even going to scan the book. Hopefully you guys are actually working from your own Hal Leonard books. Right now what I've been using is a 3-in-1 that has Hal Leonard Book 1, 2, and 3. If you're going through individually, that's why I keep giving you different page numbers. I'm giving you the page numbers that would be found in your individual books. We'd now be in the blue book, number 3. I've only had a small handful of students get through this book. One student did all 3 in 1 year, but usually it takes at least a year to get through one book. So this could be your 3rd or 4th or 5th year that you'd be entering into Book 3. There's no way I would let you wait that long to learn some of the concepts here. I'm not going to bother scanning them. I'm going to just try to do photographs of them and lay them on this side of the picture again, as always. We're looking at the C scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. They're telling you the distance between each of the notes in the scale, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half. You've done this dozens and dozens of times in all kinds of keys with me before. Underneath that, they just give a scale exercise, walking up and down the scale in quarter notes and eighth notes. We won't bother going through that right now either. This shouldn't be a challenge to you for your note reading. On the next page, then they show you how you combine the notes of the scale to make your chords. These are the triads, the root, 3rd, and 5th, based on every note of the scale. So on a C note, we'll do the 1, 3, and 5, C, E, and G. Those are the 3 notes of a C chord. You recognize them in your standard chord. The next note is the D. We have D, F, and A shown stacked up on top. You could play them spread out and you'd actually have a triad. Then E, G, and B, F, A, C, G, B, D, A, C, E, B, D, and F, which is a B diminished. So they give you the chord qualities there too. C major, the 2 is D minor, 3 is E minor, 4 is F, 5 is G, 6 is A minor, and that's a diminished triad on the B. Again, if you've been following with me through these lessons, you've seen all of this many times before. But they want you to know here, as I would too, that the 1, 4, and 5 are the majors, the 2, 3, and 6 are minor, and the 7th is diminished. Every one of these things mathematically applies to every scale. So your major scales are always whole, half, whole, half for your steps, and your chords are major, minor, major, minor, and diminished for your triads. They give you some chord patterns there, and there is a recording you can play along to, and they're asking you just to go up and down your scale, jamming and improvising over it. This is something I love doing. It would be something in face-to-face private lessons we'd be doing all the time, but we can't do them here. So if you want to do that, you can download background tracks off YouTube and play to the key of C, or you can use the Hal Leonard examples if you have the CD, or if you use the codes to get onto their website. The next page duplicates the process in the key of G. We have a G scale, whole, half, starting on G, which, as you know, has F sharp notes because of the pattern. Whole step to A, whole step to B, half to C, whole step to D, whole step to E, whole step to F sharp instead of going to the F, and a half step to G. If this stuff does not make sense to you, go back in my playlists, get back to the beginning of guitar and just start with the first lesson and work your way up, or go into a playlist on scales and you can find out how these scales are built, what the distance between all the notes is, and all of the relevant information there. Applying the same logic, we would do a G chord, stacking thirds, G, B, and D from the scale, gives you a G major. A, C, and E gives you A minor. B, D, and F sharp, the Fs are sharp in the key of G, gives you a B minor. In C, the B was diminished because Fs are not sharp, they're natural. So B minor has B, D, F sharp. B diminished has the F natural. In the key of G, we now get to a C note. The third is E, and the fifth is G. Notice it's the same C chord, C major, that we had in the key of C. D was minor in the key of C. It had F naturals. In G, it has F sharps, because the key of G has F sharps. So now D is not minor, it's major. E is minor again, as it was in the key of C. It has E, G, and B. Now F sharp is the diminished chord. It's the seventh chord in G, F sharp, A, and C is F sharp diminished. In the key of C, Fs were natural, so the A and C made a major chord. If we raise the F to F sharp, those two notes are flatted compared to what they would have been. So now it's a diminished chord, and then you're back on G. So you have G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and F sharp diminished. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. 1, 4, and 5 are major, 2, 3, and 6 are minor, and the seventh is diminished. Again, they give you a scale exercise reading the notes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G, playing them up and down and getting a sense of the scale. They gave you a song, The First Noel. I'm not going to take time to do it now, but when the season is upon you, check out our Christmas lists and it will be in there. Finally, they go on to the key of D. D has two sharps, as you know, F sharps and C sharps. This is what happens when we apply the whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half major scale proposition to a D note. E's are a whole step above, F's are a half step from E. We're going a whole step in the scale, whole, whole, half. So we need F sharps. The half step is to G, whole to A, whole to B, whole to C sharp, and half to D. So C had no sharps, G had an F sharp because of the whole, whole, half pattern. D has F sharps and C sharps. As we build our chords there, D, F sharp, and A gives you a D major. This was the same chord we had in the key of G because Fs were already sharp. E is still minor in the key of D. It's the 2 chord now. E, G, and B. F sharp is no longer diminished as it was in G, where we had A's and C's with an F sharp bass. Nor is it an F major, where it was F, A, and C in the key of C. We have F sharps and A's, but also C sharps. So F sharp is the 3 chord in the key of D. It's now a minor chord. G is major, it's the 4 chord. A is now a major chord, A, C sharp, and E. It was minor, it was the 6 in the key of C, it was the 2, the minor chord in G, and now it's major, the 5 chord in D. As in the key of G, B's are minor, because they have F sharps, not F naturals. Now C sharp is the diminished chord. We have C sharp, E, and G. And we're back finally to a D chord. So I'm fingering these all the way through this exercise the way that they're giving them in order. They're showing them as what we call snowmen. You've got the D, the F sharp, and the A. So each one is stacked upon the other. D, F sharp, A. Those notes, when you look at them, are all in spaces. On the E, G, B, 1, 3, 5, they're all on lines. Same with F sharp, space, space, space. G is on the second line, B the third, D the fourth. So 3 lines stacked up. A, they're in spaces, A, C sharp, and E. B minor, they're on lines, third line, fourth line, and the top line. C sharp is diminished. The snowman starts on the third space, C sharp. E is the fourth space, or the first from the top, and G is the space on top of the staff. So you've got, again, your scale, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Your chords, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. With normal position chords, you'd see D, E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, B minor, the C sharp diminished, and D. Again, they give you a scale practice: D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. And you get to play through the scale up and down, and then a little song they call Riff in D. I'm not even going to play that one for you. We'll just leave it at that right now. That's our housekeeping. We're looking at major scales, reading the notes of each of the major scales in C, G, and D, knowing the key signatures: no sharps in C, one sharp in G, the F sharp, two sharps in D, F sharp and C sharp. If you're a little confused as to how that happens, please go back in our playlists and take a look again at scale building. Take her easy, guys, and we'll pick her up after that. Thanks.